Hello, thank you for watching. I just wanted to give you a quick introduction to the eaccountable program. Here we're logged in. Here you're going to see the organization's name. This is a person who's logged in as Jim First, and this is his profile that he can log into and change if he needs to all of a sudden change his email account or his password, make those changes and save those. Now the heart of the program for the individual is going to the group where he can see what groups he is part of, and these can be multiples. In our previous version of this program, the user could have multiple groups, but each group had to be logged in into one at a time with a different password for each. We've changed that now so that you can have multiple groups, and you can see those here. We've also changed in that individual users do not have to get every report. If they're getting overwhelmed with email, they can come in here and change and say, from this group I want to see every member's submission of their reports, or I don't. They can also decide I want to see a group report, and we'll look at that in a second, and you could decide how often you'd like to see that. Each day you select, you would be sent the report at 10 o'clock in the morning Pacific time, and that's chosen by each individual member on how they'd like to see that. So if I look at my status here, Jim has reported 57% of his reports, and if we look at that, if we go to view, what we're going to pull up is his information, and it's going to show the different goals that he has, and obviously this is fictitious at this point, just giving you a quick demo. We're going to see what his goals are, how many of them there are, and this is for the group. Obviously everybody's answering the same questions, and we can see how I've responded and when the last time I reported was, which was the end of July. So I haven't done a very good job of keeping current. So we'll close that out, come back over, and one thing we can have is we can have a supervisor or a leader for each group. In this case they are the same, and that's perfectly acceptable to have that. If we go ahead, let's go ahead and well, first let's look at our overall group. If I click on the little chart icon, what it's going to bring me up is a little graph of how the group is doing overall, and this is going to be impacted by when people start reporting. So if I go down and look at some of the members, there's 8 of them. A couple are doing really well. You can see they're at 100%. One's at 91%, and the different versions. We could email these people. Say, for instance, we wanted to email this individual here. If we just click on his icon, it's going to bring up an email with that individual's email address, and we could email them and say, hey, are you still wanting to be part of our group, or what's going on? We can also look at other members of our groups reporting and how they have done. So if we look at someone here, click on their chart, just being 100% doesn't mean that you've done everything in there. It just means you've reported a report each time, and that we do have one reporting error going on in our testing phase here, and that'll be corrected before we actually implement this. But you'll be able to see that the red ones were weeks they reported no. So let's go ahead and submit a report. If we click on the group name, it'll take us to our group here, and we can come up here and select what week we want to report for. I want to report for, and this is Sunday through Saturday. I'm going to say that this is the report for August 3rd. We can come in here and decide that yes, we did this. I did a very good job this week. We click these down, say no. These fields are limited to 150 characters, but you could type quite a bit at 150 characters. And when it comes to report submittals, oops, if I could type. And when ready, just submit the report. And what that's going to do is it's going to come back. And now if I look at my individual reporting, it's going to tell me that now indeed I have reported for the week of August 1st and what my responses were. If we switch over and if I look at the individual's email account, what we're going to see is if I look at a report that's been submitted um, by Jim, and it's already in the email already, you can see this is what's going to be sent both to myself and to everybody who's a member of that group. So it's going to go to reports at eaccountable.org, but then also the individual members who are members of that group, they'll all get this email. If they've selected to receive the report, they can opt out, but we found that that's really the key to this, to keeping everybody accountable to one another. But anyway, the report is going to show the last 4 weeks that they have submitted reports and the comments that were associated with that. And also any comments, the comments field was an unlimited field, so that can get quite large. Have as much as you want. If people want to reply back to this to Jim and say, hey, that was a good job, hey, you need to do a little better, obviously we come up here, hit reply to all, and this report is going to get sent to everybody who is back in there. If we go back to the inbox for this individual, I can look at the group report, which is going to be that if you've decided you want to receive that, it's going to be a summary once a day, once a week, whatever your selection was. And if you click on the link, it's going to take you back, and let me put that back down in here and bring that back down so that you now get the chart again and can go in and once again look at the individual performances without having to log into the system. And you can once again go in and I can look at my myself again and say, okay, how am I doing now? And this is going to give you that percentage. So this is kind of the heart of the member portion of eAccountable, what the individual member would be looking at and what they'd be reporting. Again, this is web-based totally. They don't need any special software installed on their system at all. This is all happening on the other side. So thank you, and hopefully we'll have this rolled out to you very quickly. Thank you.